Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and it's finally time to make this video. I was waiting for some interesting facts to develop about this, but honestly it's kind of cryptic, although they're not trying too hard to hide this because Wizards made an article about it on September 21st. But it wasn't the whole story, it's the typical corporate speak PR nonsense. So the big lead of the story here is they are going to provide product directly to Amazon and have Amazon do the fulfillment. That's what they're going to do. Now, if you're thinking, so sealed MTG products were always available on Amazon, those were independent sellers. Remember, Amazon occasionally does fulfill things themselves and source things themselves and create things or whatever, but I'd say even the majority of the time, it's just eBay. It's just a bunch of independent sellers. In fact, they try to really hide the fact that it's just like some guy in his garage slapping labels on stuff and calling himself a fulfillment warehouse. Amazon is just a flashier eBay. That's why I say screw it and just use eBay. In the last 5 years, I've bought 3 things on Amazon. I hate their website, I hate their company, it's a disorganized mess, and just I hate everything about them, really. Oh, and if you need one more reason to hate them besides all the antitrust lawsuits, they own Twitch. But not just own it, they own it and mismanage it. So people are asking, why go to Amazon? Well, because that's where all the customers are. They're huge. The real question is, why sell directly to customers? Because remember, for like the last 25 years, as far as I know, they've never done that. I mean, they sell directly to stores occasionally, and they just terminated that program. Well, the answer is more money, but then you have to ask yourself, why would they go through a distributor then at all? Like, why wouldn't they have changed that in the last couple decades? Honestly, it seems really stupid to add a middleman, but it's all about shared resources and efficient customer service, sales, and warehousing. If you sell nothing but Magic products, you've got to package those up separately, send them separately, pay postage separately. I mean, yeah, people can buy, 24 boxes of Magic cards and order them all at once, but still, you have to bill them separately, you have to have a salesman separately, and have customer service emails separately. If you go to ACD Distribution or any of the other ones that sell Magic stuff or any hobby stuff, they sell everything. I mean, if you run a hobby store, you could get your board games, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon, Magic. I'm not actually sure about all those, by the way, but like most of the stuff you would want, miniatures, paint sets, you name it, you can get it there and all at once. So you could have one point of contact in 100 different companies. In fact, I like that I can order my card sleeves and, penny sleeves, and honestly, I could get dice there. I could get just about anything at ACD along with my orders. So whatever I need, sorting trays, boom, they've got them. I don't want to go around to all different places. Imagine if I had to get all my Ultra Pro products from Ultra Pro's website, then all my Magic products from Wizards of the Coast, then I had to get all my storage containers from, I don't know who makes those, BCW maybe. No thanks, I'll just go to ACD, which is like the hobby store version of Walmart, and just get it all in one stop. Boom, it's all there. It's all different brands, all in one place, all in one shipment, one billing, real simple. And it's one warehouse, one accounting department. I mean, it all comes together where they're doing everybody's job for them, but on such a large scale and so efficiently that it actually does make more sense. Now, if it's so efficient, why does the end customer pay so much more? Well, it's because they're still the middleman and they still want to get a take. I think Wizards gets, this is such a rumor, but somewhere between like 60 and like 70 per box to sell to the distributors. And they sell them for typically between 77 and like 84, right in that area. I mean, the prices just changed, so that's not quite up to date. But just to give you like the idea, for them to get it on a truck from Wizards and then sell to everybody, allocate it, do this, do that, take orders, all that stuff, and then send it out to everybody else, they take whatever percent that is, 10, 20, whatever. And yeah, the point is to make money. They're a distributor. That's what they do. But they're a distributor, so it's ultra low margin. Otherwise, anybody can put stuff in a box and send it to FedEx. It's not terrifically difficult. In America, Wizards has 6 distributors. Yeah, it depends how you count it, and if you count the Walmart only one, whatever. So Wizards puts all their products on a truck, ships them to 6 different places, and forgets about it. Do you know how much cheaper that is than Wizards running their own sales, customer service, the support portal, the sales thing, and e-commerce infrastructure, billing with credit card payments, and them getting declined? Then you gotta have somebody call them. It actually probably would cost Wizards more to sell directly to the customer. It really would. So it is more efficient to have a distribution company do it, except for 2 little exceptions. One, they don't sell directly to the end user. That's pretty much part of the agreement. You have to be a local store. You have to be like a reseller. I mean, obviously I open a box or 2 when I buy one. But on the whole, the other 95% go to customers. Like you must be a store reselling it to get a distribution account. And the other point is Wizards did used to sell directly to stores. But then evidence that that wasn't very efficient and it was a little bit too top heavy, a little bit too, red tape and bureaucracy, just too expensive to maintain. They just stopped doing that. They completely killed that whole program like, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, something like that. So fast forward to what they're doing now. They're sending it to Amazon. They're just, hey, back the truck up. Boom, Amazon, here's your 10,000 cases or whatever. Actually, my estimates and what I've heard is it's a lot lower because this is kind of a trial run, but we'll see. And they're using Amazon as their fulfillment center, which is just they do the logistics, they do the distribution, and they sell directly to the end customer. And that's the difference. Because you're probably thinking, what the hell's the difference? You ship it to ACD and they sell it to people. You ship it to Amazon and they sell it to people. And the way I understand it, they both take a little above 10% anyway to do it. And then honestly, shipping costs aren't that dissimilar. It's just who bills who for what and whatever. But it's pretty much the same margin. The only difference is they're able to get away with a higher price because they're selling directly to the consumers. Except they're not. They're selling to Amazon and Amazon is selling directly to the consumers is what I meant to say. So think about it. I mean, what's going to make you more money? Wizards selling it to a distributor for 60 a box or whatever. The distributor sells it to me for 78 or 79.80, whatever it is now. I forgot what the new price is. Then I go to my store and sell it for, we'll say 125. That is way higher than my prices, but that's average for a fairly high store. I mean, the real nice stores sell it for 100 a box. So the end user ends up paying that much and everybody in the chain makes money. So cut out the distributor, replace them with Amazon, which might be 1 or 2% cheaper. Cool. And then have them sell directly to the customer. Skip the store. So is it actually more profitable at the end of the day? I'm going to say yes, because right now it's selling for about 94 bucks on Amazon. And the price keeps changing, but that is how Amazon works. Is it on purpose or is it due to demand and their algorithm and all this? I'm going to say algorithm, but I'm not sure. It's kind of like surge pricing, and it's also related to the amount left in stock. So Amazon will be like, whoa, we just sold in like 4 days 10% of our entire stock of these, or 25 or 50. We better jack up the price because obviously it's too low or it's just that popular. And then they do. And then if it slows down too much, they'll creep the price back down a little bit. I mean, they make it sound like it's a big AI system. It's not that damn complicated. Although time of day, region, who you are, that kind of stuff, in some countries they go by that too. So I might be seeing a different price than you're seeing. So that's pretty shady, but it works. I mean, let's just say I know some companies where if somebody pulls up in a Lexus, they're going to quote them higher than if they pull up in a Honda. I mean, my company does that. So this whole thing just comes down to how can Wizards make more money? Because what I've heard is they get really, really mad when anybody but them makes money on their product. And that makes sense. I mean, they're perfectly justified in that because that's messed up. If they've got a really hot product, really good popular box that's selling out real quick like BFZ and they're selling it for 60 a box, or they've got Ixalan, which was dead on arrival, nobody bought it, completely worthless garbage EV, and they're selling it for 60 bucks a box, now we've got a problem. I mean, you look at crazy hot sets, like even BFZ fat packs. Those things were going like 70, 75 bucks on eBay because of the full art land packs where you got, I believe it was 80 full art lands in the land pack. Those are going so crazy high, and Wizards was still selling them for like, I don't know, 17 bucks at the distributor level. So no matter what people are willing to pay, they always charge the same, which from a business sense is incredibly stupid. So the distributors could mark them up. As a whole, they don't. The stores could mark them up. On the whole, they do. And the internet, yeah, they mark them up, obviously. So Wizards finally makes a good product that people want. It's selling like hotcakes. Oh my gosh. And the only people making the gigantic price difference is the last person to sell it. The stores and the online sellers. Wizards basically can't win in that scenario. Oh, fat packs are selling for 65, 70, 75 bucks online. Great. And Wizards sees none of it. Zero. They're getting the same price they always did. And so I think they're seeing that and they're like, what? Now, the huge example here was Modern Masters 1. I mean, they were selling them for like $6.99 a booster MSRP, I think. Maybe $5.99. It was lower than $9.99. I do know that. But there was so much value in the boxes and there was so little to go around. Those boxes were going, I don't even know. I think I heard rumors of up to like $350 on the internet. Damn. So word on the street is Wizards was pissed that they had this crazy popular product and they're just making a little bit on it. And then anybody who got their hands on, a case of them just pocketed thousands. So, oh no, gaming stores were finally making money on your garbage products for once. How terrible. How can we undo this? Is what Wizards was thinking, apparently. But I mean, it sounds greedy, but like, these are not nonprofits. Anybody who's like, oh, look at this company out there trying to make more money. That's how companies work. That's how they stay in business. Their goal should not be to make as little profit as possible while still barely staying in business for the benefit of humankind, especially a non-necessary luxury item like a collectible card game. There are companies out there that make very important stuff that will put the price as low as possible just for social responsibility. Like, they're not going to price gouge people just because they can. Then you got like hedge funds and investment companies that are like, we need to make more because we need to make more. Or Apple, where they just continue to rip people off, overprice everything, lie about stuff, have to get sued just to realize, yeah, there is actually a problem with the MacBook keyboards and every iPhone they've ever made. Let's do nothing about basically the slave labor that they use at Foxconn to build them. Nah, because we need to make more money. Apple, you don't need to make more money. Look at your own damn balance sheets. You don't need more money. You're psychotic if you think that. There is something wrong with the management at Apple to think that they need more money and they need to keep pushing it and have all these just cut the margin, cut the margin, cut the margin. So you got to fall somewhere in between insane obsessive disorder about greed and like basically a nonprofit that's not filed as one. You got to be somewhere in the middle. And I think Wizards is kind of in the middle, but they are stepping on the feet of local gaming stores so hard with this by just undercutting them, selling past them, and lowering the price to a price that they can't compete. So like I said, I mean, it's $93.99 right now to pre-order a Guilds of Ravnica booster box. Oh, and it's free shipping if you have that monopoly abusing and probably illegal thing called Prime. You know, the thing where you pay them a bunch of money so that you don't shop anywhere else. Now, yesterday, it was $94.99, and a day or two before that, it was like $89 something. So the price keeps changing, and I don't know if that's AI or if that's Wizards being like, that's way too low, or who knows. If I was Wizards, I would tell them the only way we're going to send this hot product to Amazon and let you make money off it is if you put in a price floor and just do not sell them below like 95 flat or 100 or whatever. They have agreements like that with Walmart. I mean, I know that. So that's not a new concept. I heard that part of the contract with Walmart selling Magic products is they will not sell the products below a certain price. And I think there's like a date range to that, where if they're stuck with some old stock, then they can get rid of it for whatever clearance price they want. So to make this successful and make this fair, they should have done that, and it should have been between 95 and 100. It absolutely should have been. You know why they didn't do that? Because there's already people online selling them cheaper than that. Even right now, sitting at $93.99, I can almost guarantee you it's cheaper on eBay. I might as well check. Yep, those pieces of human garbage from Sports and More are selling them for $91.37, free shipping. And in typical scammer fashion, they have purposely misclassified their shipping method as flat rate freight. Yeah, because one booster box weighs above 150 pounds. You scamming assholes. Why hasn't Wizards shut them down yet? I'd love to know. 91's high for them. I've seen them selling these with numbers that start with 7 before, and for sure 8. I mean, this is a hot set. Everybody knows, it's got Shocklands in it and it's post-rotation. This is going to sell like crazy. They'd have to be absolutely loony to sell these for like 81, but they've sold really garbage sets before, and it was before we knew the sets were garbage. In fact, they sold Dominaria way too cheap before we saw any spoilers from it, and they had to fulfill those pre-orders, and then they realized, oh crap, it was worth a ton of money on release day. I mean, you couldn't get a box below, I think, 90 on eBay after the release of Dominaria, and then it crashed later. So we all saw this one coming a mile away. Yeah, it's $91.37, duh. So what's the big deal? What's the point? They're going to sell it for 90 something on Amazon, and somebody could sell it for 80 something on eBay. Can and will and has. Like, with the exception of this one actually being good, so they jacked it up a little bit. Oh, and the price increase. You got to take that into account, too, because I'm talking about before price increase, and this is the first one after the price increase. Well, I got news for you. If you look at Amazon, you can get it from Magic the Gathering. It says buy Magic the Gathering, which is hilarious because it's Wizards of the Coast. I'm not sure how they got away with that. Whatever. And that, like I said, it's basically $94, or you can buy it for a little bit cheaper from Card Rush, MVP Marketplace, which I swear to God, that's probably frickin' Sports and More. MVP Sports is one of their aliases or whatever, I think. Anyway, Channel Fireball has them for about 94 or something. You got Supreme Toys, King Games, Legit MTG, Gongai Games, Grizzly Games, which both of those last two are 125-ish. What? Good luck with that one. But yeah, they, not today, but like yesterday, were all $1 cheaper than Wizards themselves. So Wizards is selling on Amazon and getting undercut by Channel Fireball. Wow, who knows what's going on with this brand new, never before seen, newfangled Amazon thing that they're doing with fulfillment. I'm going to go back to eBay. Let's see. Who are the lowest ones you can order from on eBay right now? I wonder. Number 1, Sports and More, which, by the way, don't. He's an asshole. $91.37 free shipping, by the way, so that is lower than Amazon. Number 2, for $91.65, we've got Card Rush Inc. Hey, that sounds familiar. Oh yeah, they sell on Amazon. They were one of the ones undercutting Wizards. Number 3, for $89.99 plus $2 shipping, we've got Channel Fireball. Well, gee, that sounds familiar. It's the same people. Big companies sell on Amazon and eBay. They're basically the same damn platforms. It's the same people, except all across the board, it's $2 to $3 cheaper to buy it on eBay. So why is everybody tripping about Amazon? That's why this isn't the biggest deal, except that Wizards is pocketing the entire difference. They're cutting out and losing money for the distributors by just bypassing them, and they're cutting out and losing money for the local gaming stores because they got rid of them in the supply chain. And that's a problem. That is at the heart of the issue, but I wanted to give all the details, the pricing, the comparison, and the who's who and who's really doing what, and you know, are they even the cheapest, and that kind of stuff, because you really need the whole picture if you want to consider who's going to buy from who and why and for what price, what is actually the cheapest place to buy it online. Is it really going to be Wizards of the Coast or not? And if it's not, nobody is going to buy from them. I mean, seriously, you make an item 50 cents more expensive than the next person on eBay or Amazon, and nobody's going to touch it. I mean, Channel Fireball is like $1 above everybody else, actually about 50 cents above everybody else, and they have 64 sold, whereas other ones have like 10 to 20 sold, because people know and respect Channel Fireball. They have a reputation, they're a big name, and people are like, I'll pay 50 cents extra to have somebody who knows what they're doing that I've actually heard of send me my box in the mail. By the way, I'm in no way endorsing them or in any way even implying that they will get your order correct or shipped out on time or basically anything that resembles that. I'm just saying people think that because they've heard the name. There's a difference. Like, for example, the time Troll and Toad screwed up my order. So is this a big deal? Yes, because it is extremely detrimental to local gaming stores. And if you've been paying attention to the changes and announcements and news and everything in the last couple months, really, they've been trying their best to kill local gaming stores, apparently. I mean, I can't say that they've expressed intent, obviously, because they never will, but their actions that they've made in certain decisions and changes have directly impacted local gaming stores in a very bad way. So now directly competing with them and undercutting them is ridiculous. Now, I would say that if they had it at yesterday's price of $95, so $95 and only free shipping if you have Prime. Okay, I've heard of stores selling boxes for $100 to $105. That's so insignificant, and you know people would pay $5 to have the box in their hands and walk out the door with it. But I've also heard of stores charging $125, $130, even MSRP, which is crazy. It's around $143 and change, by the way. That's bad, but is it any worse? Not really, because you could have gone on, Channel Fireball and bought, I think, Dominaria for like $90, $95, something like that. There always have been places selling it, especially eBay, for extremely low. Now that Wizards put it on Amazon, it's actually a higher price than what they typically are. So it might not be as detrimental as you think. People are saying that local gaming stores can't compete with those prices. That always has been the online order price. This is nothing new. The only thing is Wizards cutting out the middleman to make more money. And does it actually affect anything at the end of the day? Not necessarily, but shifting the supply, the sheer number of boxes away from one thing and to another, that is not insignificant. And these aren't additional boxes. These aren't, they know how many are going to sell. So let's say they make, I've gotten this number so wrong. It's somewhere between 50,000 and 800,000 boxes, okay? We've narrowed it down to that. So that's how many they print of typical standard sets. Word is they're possibly sending a couple thousand boxes to Amazon to their warehouse for fulfillment. So that means those are not going to distributors, which means they're not going to stores, which means there's less to go around when stores need more. Stores need more when you have a BFZ situation and they're selling like crazy. Nobody could keep BFZ on the shelves. So that would be a very bad scenario. Now, on some like garbage like Amon Ket, where those boxes were 80 something on eBay the day that they came out. Oh no, and here Wizards is selling them for 95 on Amazon. Who cares? I mean, if Wizards sells them for like 82 on Amazon, great. You just matched what everybody else is already doing. And stores don't care that, oh no, there's less to go around because they can't move the ones they already have. But in a very, very popular time, like I'd say Dominaria to an extent, definitely BFZ and a couple older ones. Everybody wanted them, nobody could get enough, and then on top of it, Wizards, I'm sure, will have Amazon raise the price, or Amazon's robot will already do it. So if they're selling real high, and remember, Amazon looks at other sites, I believe like eBay too, I think they've said they do that, they're going to price it up to like, 98. So now Wizards is charging 98 a box. You know, local stores are maybe selling them for 100, 110. Great. But the distributor and the stores are sold out, and Amazon isn't. That would be really, 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 really bad. Remember, it takes weeks with an S to create more if something sells out. I mean, look at how long it took to reprint the second wave of Commander 2017. That was, what, a month and a half at least? There's some lead time. They got to move these around. They got to print them, ship them, package them, you know, everything. It took them months to run off another copy of Eternal Masters if you believe that that's what they did. Yeah, this ain't responsive, okay? They can't just run off more in 3 days and have them in the stores. That can't happen. So it's going to look real bad if everybody's sold out, there's not enough to go around, they're selling like hotcakes, and then the only place you can still get them is directly from Wizards on Amazon. But at like 2,000 boxes, 3,000 boxes, they're going to sell out quicker than the stores will, because the stores are getting, 1, 2, 300,000 boxes collectively. But word is this is an initial run, so will they send 50,000 boxes to Amazon? Like in the future, if this works out real well and it's real slick and Amazon sells out real quick and Amazon's like, can you sell us more? We sell out real quick. Maybe they'll send, 20,000 next time, then they'll send 50, then they'll send 100,000, then you barely can even get any if you're a store. So depending upon the popularity and the going price, the market value of a box on release day, and I guess pre-orders leading up to it, the hype, what the spoilers look like, etc., this could be really bad for stores, or it could be completely unimportant and neutral and basically more of the same. So I still think it's bad. It's just, you gotta remember that it's not as bad. It's only gonna be really bad when it's selling really well, and it's a high box EV. So the only last thing to consider is, what does Wizards actually have to say about this? And I didn't lead with it because I don't care. It's a bunch of BS and I'm sure it's marketing PR. I haven't actually read it yet and I already know that that's what it says. So get ready for them to spin this one at about 10,000 RPM. So the actual announcement says, as Magic hit the 25-year mark, you've probably noticed that we've been experimenting more with new products and new expressions for Magic. They mean licensing their IP to other games and stuff. Lately, we've launched a few more experiments in trying to get the right product to the right players in the right way. No, you're trying to make more money because people are you're losing customers and you're losing money and people are leaving the game, so you're trying to make up for it by doing greedy crap that you would not normally do. Okay, that's what you should be saying. So, in the past year, we've tried allowing stores to sell boxes for pickup on pre-release weekend, which, by the way, was extremely popular. We've tried localized content with the Global series, which, by the way, they sold only in China. So they put all this time developing it, translating it, that and that, printing it, and then only sold it to, like, some tiny percent of the market. Wow, what a brilliant idea. That's really smart. Oh, and simultaneously taking anybody in America and say, hey, you just can't buy this here, so screw you. Oh, you wanted this? Too bad. You get the crappy version of it, the watered-down version. I still want to know what that was, other than pandering to cultural nonsense. I mean, that's probably what they were going for. They also mentioned the theme boosters, which I believe were the single color large boosters that they sold, I think, exclusively at Walmart or something like that. Those, I have no idea how well they did. They looked dumb to me. They were actually priced pretty good, but anyway. The recently announced Guilds of Ravnica Mythic Edition is another one of those experiments. Oh, that's being received well by the fans. We know Magic is a global brand and almost everything we produce is for a global audience. We also know that not every experiment is ready for the global stage, especially if you only sell it in China. Just as digital products sometimes beta test in small markets before releasing them wider, we have also experimented with region-specific products like Global Series. I think they mean the code cards in New Zealand. That'd be a better example. Occasionally, we will even produce products with limited distribution for various reasons, such as production costs. That literally makes no sense, and I don't even want to go into why. Logistics, or a worthwhile desire for localized content. That's true. If you're going to make an all Chinese one with Chinese characters, it probably ain't going to sell that well in America. I mean, there was a couple people that are mad about not being able to get it, but the cards were in Chinese. I don't read Chinese, so they're not wrong there. You know what? Screw it. I am going to comment on this because it is an absolute blatant lie. So they will produce products with limited distribution for various reasons, such as production costs. Okay, the more you run off at a time, the lower your margin gets because it costs exactly one flat amount to develop it, and then the more you print, the more you ship at a time, and the more you get out of it, the more it diffuses that initial flat rate. If it costs you 3 pennies to run off each individual card, and then you end up selling the cards for an average of like 20 cents, if you scale that up, it doesn't get more expensive. You make more money. I mean, there's the old joke, oh, well, we're selling these at a loss, but we'll make up for it in volume. That's the only time where what they said would be true. If it cost them $1.10 to make something and they sell it for $1, then yes, they would have to do a, quote, limited distribution due to production costs. But I assure you, they are not losing money on a damn thing that they sell, not even from the vault. I absolutely guarantee you of that. So for them to say, oh, we would do a wider release, but production costs, it's a percentage. If you run off 1 million and 10% is cost, or you run off 10,000 and 10% is cost, it's still 10%. So that is 100% lies. 100% false. They are blatantly lying to you with that one line right there. So anyway, some experiments work, some won't, and we'll try to we'll keep trying new things. I can't even read, I'm so shook right now. One of the core tenets of our fan-focused strategy, you are focusing on your wallet, okay? Nobody wants to go to Amazon and buy this crap. We want our local gaming store to stay in business. We all have a vested interest in having a place to play, you dumbasses. So no, it's not fan-focused. In fact, most of the shit that you just mentioned, people had a really bad reaction to, and we're the fans. So anyway, is to make sure we deliver Magic to players when, where, and how they want it. Okay, so really easy, really fast, and as cheap as possible is what people want. Duh. So Amazon, okay, it ticks a couple of those boxes, but still, I mean, at the end of the day, if our LGS shuts down, we're not going to buy any more product. So you can't just look at it through a little, pipe and say, well, we're not going to look at anything else other than this one factor. You have to ask, what are they saying they want? And then back up and say, what do they really want that they aren't saying? I want booster boxes for $50, and if you can make that happen, great. But oops, the side effect is my LGS can't make money if you do that, and then they'll go to business and I have no place to play. So what I really want is more expensive boxes, even though I'm telling you I want a $50 box. The customer isn't always right. In fact, the customer is 100% of the time completely unreasonable. So, for example, Magic has long been available on Amazon from various stores and distributors. Oh gee, you noticed? But we've formalized a direct relationship with Amazon in the United States to give players who order their product through that channel a better experience. That's true, like I said, it's some guy slapping labels on boxes in his garage. So yes, a better experience with people who are reliable, like Amazon themselves, because none of these are Amazon fulfillment. I mean, I guarantee they're not. They're too small and the fees are too high. It's some dude in his garage or in some storage facility or something, or a fairly large store, I guess. So in many parts of the globe, Magic has already been available directly from Amazon and other online retailers. Yeah, eBay, the good one, the one that isn't Amazon. To that end, Magic will also be available directly online from Walmart and Target in the United States as well, which once again, it always has been, but it's through Walmart's third-party dropshipping program. So Walmart turned their online sales into basically eBay. If you didn't notice, so did Newegg, so did Tiger Direct, and so did Best Buy. There's a huge company called Beach Audio, and basically everything I just mentioned sells their stuff, like through them as a dropshipper. Ever heard of Antonline? I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how you spell it. They sell through everybody. They have an eBay store. I believe they have an Amazon account. They sell through Walmart and Best Buy and Newegg, and I'm pretty sure I saw them on Tiger Direct. Which, by the way, is the same company as Systemax and Infotel, so they're pretty damn big. So I think what they're getting at here is the only point I haven't made yet, which is, well, it's already on Amazon. So they had a choice to make, okay? The problem, and this is not even up for debate, the absolute proven problem with Magic the Gathering products in the last 2 years, bare minimum, has been that you can buy them sealed online on eBay and Amazon and elsewhere, okay? That always has been the problem, and it always will be the problem. So Wizards had a decision. They could either take douchebags like Channel Fireball and especially Sports and More and those other new ones that I mentioned earlier, and tell them this needs to stop. They can either institute a price floor and say, I don't care what platform you sell on, you are not selling these boxes below 100. If we catch you selling these for $99.99, we will cut off your distributor account and you're never selling another Magic the Gathering product as long as you live. Got it? And you can make them agree to that. That's not even anti-competitive or price fixing. It is what it is. Apple has always had price floors on their products, and they didn't get in trouble for it. Doesn't matter if you're Walmart, some little tiny place, or some giant super vendor, you cannot sell, back in the day, an iPod for below like $3.99. You could not do it. They would not let you, and if they caught you, they would cut you off. So Wizards either needed to do that or say, you are not allowed to sell these online. We are selling to local gaming stores, period. And they'd have to go to like Card Kingdom, Channel Fireball, everybody, and be like, you are not selling sealed product online. You can sell all the damn singles you want because first sale doctrine, and that's not the same product, and you've processed it and value added and all kinds of legal precedent. But zero sealed product is being sold online. And you know, if that sounds familiar, yes, that's what they used to do. Very, very recently, the only way that you are allowed to do it, not like they enforce this in any way, shape, or form, was to register yourself as a Wizards online something official vendor, whatever, and it was on the bottom of everybody's eBay listings. And they had all these rules, and I wasn't part of the program, so I don't know them for sure, but I heard it was something like no more than 50% of your sales could be online or something like that. You couldn't ship it before the release date. You could not ship it internationally. You were absolutely blocked from doing that. I don't remember what the other terms were. I think you had to be a certain WPN level 2 and that kind of stuff. So they were just being careful about who could sell it instead of just anybody. Because when you let just anybody, like me, for example, sign up for a distributor account and order 1,000 boxes, we could throw them up on eBay, make a $1 profit and call it a day. Because guess what? That's $1,000 in my pocket for taking something out of a box, slapping a label on it, putting it in another box, and then letting the US Postal Service pick it up, or FedEx. You're going to get these low effort, low margin, single operation people moving thousands of boxes, like Sports and More, and they're going to crash the price until your thing is worth nothing and nobody can compete. So that is the problem that they needed to solve. Their idea was, well, they're already on Amazon, let's go there. And I wouldn't be surprised if they jump on eBay too. So instead of fixing the problem, they just jumped into it. They're just trying to undercut the people that are doing that. Because remember, nobody gets the boxes cheaper than Wizards of the Coast themselves. So they could afford to take all these Sports and More, Channel Fireball, and just price them straight out of the market because they still have to go through a distributor. They are not getting those boxes for below 75 or 76 bucks. It's just not going to happen. Wizards, I mean, they pick them up at the printing facility. They probably paid 20 bucks a box. So if Wizards wanted to sell direct to the customers and just crash everybody and price them out of the market, they'd be selling for 75 right now. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Hell, with Amazon fees, they could afford to get away with like 82, and they still would be pricing all the big vendors out of the market. But if that was their goal, just say, hey, we've changed the policy. Don't sell them online. The end. I mean, that would be so much easier. That's why I don't see the logic here, other than they didn't really think it through. They just thought, everybody's buying it on Amazon anyway through all these, these 5 different major vendors. Let's just jump into Amazon. Why the hell are we not on Amazon? We can make a better margin. Let's just jump in and price it the exact same that they do. And I think legitimately that is all the thought they put into it. I have put more thought into it, but then again, I'm a single seller and I care about this stuff. And so that as a motivation, and also higher profits from the fact that if the going price for a box hits 105 because it's really hot, they could sell it for 100 on Amazon, and ta-da, they just took advantage of the fact that their product is actually selling really well. And I think, honestly, that's probably the bigger component of it. I think that's the more important thing. Wasn't Modern Masters 2 pre-selling for like above 240? So, I mean, if Wizards started selling them for, I don't know, 250, 260, ooh. Wizards sells them to distributors for about 100 flat, give or take, somewhere in that neighborhood. So for them to make, an extra 100 after shipping and Amazon fees, yeah, might want to do that. Now, if they get a situation like Iconic Masters where the day after release it's like 175 bucks a box, they ain't making that much. So, oh boy, silver lining coming. Apparently they're going to be very, very motivated for their own financial gain to make very high EV boxes that people actually want to buy. They want to make a high value product. But then again, at 2,000-3,000 boxes, I don't think the majority of their income is going to come from Amazon no matter what. So to finish up what they said here, the goal here isn't to divert customers to these channels. Really? Because if a shop's selling them for $120 a box and Amazon says $95 and it's literally Wizards of the Coast, which theoretically should be respectable, and by the way, it's not, it's Amazon fulfilling it, you're gonna drive people there because that's a $30 difference, you dumbasses. But I mean, I guess once again, they said people are already selling on Amazon for 90 something a box. We're just joining them. So yeah, in that area, nothing technically changed. So let me revise that. Instead of the goal here isn't to divert customers to these channels, it's we already know the harmful effect of customers already being diverted to these channels, so we're making it worse by joining them. That's a more accurate way of summing up what they're doing. So they say it's to meet customers who are already there and give them a better experience. So I guess their angle with this is, as some Joe Schmo person out of their garage, who knows if they're going to ship it right, if it's going to be dented, if, they're going to get the postage wrong, they could screw something up. Okay, these are not big operations. It's usually literally one person. But if it's Wizards of the Coast supplying it directly to Amazon, and Amazon typically doesn't make mistakes, they do all the fulfillment, it ships out the correct day, and the carrier path is good. You're not shipping out of some random state out in the middle of nowhere and adding an extra 2 days to shipping. Amazon can source sturdy cardboard boxes cheaper. They're going to make sure it doesn't get crushed. Everything's going to be better about this. But is that really what people are complaining about? Oh, I bought it from some sketch-ass place online and it showed up half crushed. Well, hey, dumbass, you should have bought it from your local gaming store. Duh. Some razor-thin margin guy, of course he's going to put it in an inadequate box. Half the time they put it in those bubble mailers and just cross their fingers. But if you have a bad experience, instead of buying it online, buy it locally. So if anything, if people were having, quote, a bad experience, but they're worried about diverting customers to those online channels, maybe they should let them have a bad experience so they could divert their ass right back to a proper local store. Oh, this is just so many half-truths and just misleading statements in this whole thing. It really, really gets my blood boiling. So a formalized relationship gives us the ability to better distribute products to players who aren't lucky enough to live near one of the many awesome local gaming stores. That's the other thing. Worldwide, there are less than 7,000 WPN locations. The entire world, there's less than 7,000. So in America, probably less than, 2,000? Do you know how many cities there are in America? So if you want to play the game and you don't want to play digital, which, I mean, hello, they made Arena for a reason, but that's a different story. Your only option is to buy singles or buy sealed packs online. That's the only place to get it. I mean, other than Walmart. Who doesn't live near Walmart? But some people live in rural areas. Some people tell me I drive 90 miles to get to my LGS just to play there. And usually we just pick up a ton of product. We pick up like 4 boxes and come back. And every Friday or Saturday, Sunday, me and my friends get together and play kitchen table draft. A lot of those same people said, why waste, over 100 per box when we could just get it for 90 online? So they order online. They don't have an option, a reasonable option. Well, newsflash, Amazon delivers everywhere. So, I mean, they're not wrong about that, and the community as a whole has to realize that not everybody lives near a local gaming store, and sometimes LGSs close. Mostly it's Wizards' fault, too, ironically. And when they do, if you want to keep playing, you want to keep collecting, you're going to have to buy them somewhere, and that is online. I mean, it just is what it is. A certain portion of people have to buy online. What people are complaining about, because like I said, this is only half the story from Wizards we're getting here by that statement, is people saying, I'm not going to spend $120, $130 at my local gaming store. I'm going to buy it for $90 online. Why the hell would I pay $40 more? Those are the people you want to steer away from eBay and Amazon, and unfortunately, you're not helping with any of these actions. You're not fixing that. You're not helping LGS to stay in business. You're hurting them. So they say, if you don't live near an LGS, we're marketing to players where they are already shopping to make sure that Magic is represented in a way that is worthy of its awesomeness. My God, could you be more full of yourself? And to grow the game for the entire world. You know what else would do that? Encouraging people to have a reason to open a Magic the Gathering and card trading shop. An LGS. Nobody in their right mind would open one right now. Yu-Gi-Oh's doing kind of okay. Force of Will died, basically. Pokemon's a little bit on the decline after exploding. Magic, you can't make money on Magic. It's impossible. And the player base is shrinking, and a lot of people are still going digital as opposed to buying board games. So, not as good of an idea as even opening a restaurant. But if they're like, with D&D, hey, local stores, exclusivity, these are not to be sold online. You're getting the D&D books from a store, the end. People look at that and they're like, okay, there is some money to be made, an artificial guaranteed minimum margin on these books. Damn, I am gonna open up a D&D store. With Magic, it's just an online low-margin free-for-all and there's no money in it, and every LGS is just struggling to stay open and try to sell things that aren't Magic, like food and stuff, because they just can't make money. It's embarrassing, and if they changed it to be a little bit more friendly, more and more stores would pop up, and then people would have places to play. But that's difficult, and that requires management and WPN resources and, sales reps and all that. Wouldn't it be easier to just drive everybody out of paper and have them use MTGO or Arena? No middlemen. I mean, hell, you don't even have to pay the printers. It costs literally $0 to make another copy of a digital card. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that why Hearthstone's making so much money? So there's an ongoing conspiracy that they're attempting to purposely kill paper Magic to push people online because you can make more money online. Well, have you seen the cost of cards online? On MTGO, they're what, like a quarter of what their real world paper price is? That means Wizards makes 75% less. I guarantee Wizards isn't paying a 75% margin on all the middlemen on Magic products. It's closer to 50%. So they actually make less money from the online players. Also, why would they kill paper to get more digital people? Why don't they encourage paper and also get more digital players? They're not mutually exclusive. Hell, I do both. I play Arena and I buy paper cards. It's not binary. You don't have to pick one or the other. Yeah, that, in my opinion, that conspiracy is completely false. I mean, I've seen some stuff that they've done lately that I'm like, wow, they're really just trying to kill the paper game and kill local stores and just go 100% digital. But there's a lot of reasons that they're not doing that. So they say, while this may seem like a radical shift in philosophy, yeah, it is more an acceptance of how people interact with our game. Like I said, you don't have to accept shit, okay? You can tell people, no selling online. If we catch you doing it, we are going to ban you, the end. Problem solved. There you go. Or just have a select couple. Like, just let nobody but Card Kingdom and Channel Fireball sell online. And that's the online point and nobody else. That would have acknowledged the problem and solved it. That or a price floor. Either one would have solved it. So many players already purchase Magic on Amazon and at large retail stores. Expanding the availability of Magic will only serve to grow the overall player base. I mean, they're not wrong, but it's going to kill LGSs. And formalizing that relationship helps bring them into the community in ways we haven't been able to before. We must meet gamers where they are if we want to show them how great Magic truly is. Once again, 100% false. What you need to do is cut off the supply to Amazon and eBay and make sure there's price controls. That's what you need to do. And for the many WPN stores out there, our efforts to grow Magic will come back to you in the form of more players, not if they're not in business, and new initiatives that highlight the benefits of gathering together in a local store. So once again, they're going to highlight the whole, go to F&M, it's so fun, because that's been working. Okay, the biggest lie in that statement, let me read it again. And for the many WPN stores out there, our efforts to grow Magic, which they just said they're going to do with online sales, will come back to you in the form of more players and more initiatives that, okay, whatever, who cares? Players of the game lose you money. People who buy crap online for cheaper and then come to your store to play and pay you $0.00, but take up a seat and your staff time, lose you money. WPN locations and stores do not need players, they need paying customers. You absolute lying morons who wrote that really expect us to believe that more players is what they need. Are you kidding me? You can only make so much money on Mountain Dew and Doritos at F&M, okay? At a certain point, you need to be selling boxes and singles. And that's not going to happen if you're helping people buy them online. That statement is just so aggravating because it's such an absolute lie. It is so misleading. I mean, oh boy, you're going to bring more people to F&M so that more people can continue to buy from you on Amazon. Wow, what a great business model. Screw you, Wizards. You know that you're screwing over the local gaming store. So they go on to probably continue to lie, but we also wouldn't leave it at that. Local gaming stores, especially the stores who participate in the WPN, are vital to Magic and to Wizards of the Coast. Well, at least you acknowledged it because it seemed like you didn't realize that. They provide great play experiences, fun places to shop, and are a center for the gaming community. Wonderful. No, it's not actually a fun place to shop if you're undercutting them by $30 on Amazon. There's nothing fun about that. Playing with other humans is more fun than, playing online. I don't prefer digital compared to, getting out there and actually like socializing, which I'm pretty antisocial, so that's really saying something. But I mean, they do outline, okay, we supply them with pre-release events, which now you can play on Arena. Promotional items like exclusives like Signature Spellbook. Oh boy, and from the vault, which you got rid of. And promos, which now suck and are worth $2. Special edition D&D covers. That's literally not even a Magic product. Where are they going with any of this? God, this is the most fake paragraph. They literally just while writing this forgot what product they're even talking about and mentioned D&D. What the hell? Okay, they also provide them with early release of product. I guarantee, oh my God, it's the next one on the list. Buy a box promos, because that wasn't a disaster. Oh, those range between worthless $1 cards that are virtually unplayable and $70 cards that somebody's gonna stab you in the parking lot and steal if you're not careful. Wow, both of those scenarios are so beneficial. So to further support them, we've already begun work on new tournament software. Let me translate that. They're finally making the software actually work. You know, so all the people can come to F&M after they buy all their product on Amazon. Fantastic. And get this, an improved event locator. How could you improve? You type in your zip code and it tells you all the local places to play within 25 miles. What's there to improve on that? It's not like it doesn't work. More experiments, if you will. I literally don't know what that sentence means or what they were referring to. We got more of this crap to look forward to because you've screwed it all up so far. So that's confidence inducing. Oh, here's the real gem. You guys ready for this? All along the way, we're listening to and very appreciative of feedback. That is provably false. If you say something they don't like or ask a question they don't like, they will block you on social media. Trust me, they've done it to dozens of people. I have the screenshots to prove it. For example, our experiment with Mythic Edition resulted in quite a bit of feedback. Did it really? I didn't hear about that. Do you guys remember hearing any kind of feedback from the community about Mythic Edition? I didn't hear anything about that. I mean, there weren't 100 replies to Wizards' tweet about it that were 100% hating on them about it. I mean, I never heard anybody tell them to take their $250 and shove it straight up their ass. Like, nobody said that. Guys, they appreciate feedback, and they appreciate the quite a bit of feedback, as they put it, that they got over Mythic Edition. I'm sure they appreciated the hell out of it. I'm actually worried about Wizards at this point. I think they might not be in quite a right mental state. They seem to be misinterpreting reality on multiple occasions and on multiple topics. You usually don't appreciate it when hundreds of customers tear you a new asshole on Twitter, okay? That's usually not the correct response. Let me just read this because it's funny how they phrase it and then where it goes from here. All along the way, we're listening to and are very appreciative of feedback. For example, our experiment with Mythic Edition resulted in quite a bit of feedback. We were able to address some of that, kinda implies it might have been negative if you use the word address, by supplying a limited amount of this product to Channel Fireball events for sale at Grand Prix. By the way, if you didn't hear about that one, instead of just exclusively Hasbro's garbage toy portal website that runs like crap, they're now adding a second place to buy them. You have to show up in person at a Channel Fireball event, aka a Grand Prix. You know, because people loved having to show up to San Diego Comic-Con to buy other exclusive products. That was well received by the customers. And remember Dragon Con? That went over really well. I think I recall you apologizing for that situation, actually, Wizards. So now you can either spend $250 to buy it directly from Wizards and support your local gaming store in no way, shape, or form by buying it from Hasbro's stupid website, and then they just piggyback on Hasbro's distribution and fulfillment warehouse anyway, which actually is pretty smart from a money standpoint, but still. Or you can spend $1,000 on a plane ticket and a hotel for a couple days to fly out to the GP and go pick it up for $250 in person. Awesome! It's either limit 1 or 2 per person too, by the way, so that's awesome. By the way, on top of it, people kind of don't like Channel Fireball. I mean, Star City Games, people outright hate them, but people really don't like Channel Fireball, and they also really resent them getting a monopoly on Grand Prix, and then killing attendance with their garbage coverage, and then also, on top of it, raising prices, like ticket entry prices. Okay, what this was not them addressing feedback about Mythic Edition, it was them trying to stop the bleeding with the lack of attendance at Grand Prix. If you're thinking about going, but you're like, yeah, but it's just a bunch of cheaters and it's a complete crap show and the coverage sucks, I think I'll stay home. Oh, I can pick this up for $250 and flip it on eBay for $400. Okay, that covers like a full day of the hotel. You know what? So yeah, don't get it twisted. That's the real reason they're supplying these to Channel Fireball at the tournament, in my opinion. Oh, by the way, it gets worse. You know how Hasbro's toy portal website thing, whatever, game shop, whatever the hell they call it, I forgot already because I don't have an account there and don't care about it. They only ship to, I believe, Canada and the US. They don't even ship to Mexico. That's what I heard. So rich people out in Sweden are like, what do you mean I can't drop $250 on this? I got to get it from a scalper on eBay for double and wait 30 days for it to get here with international shipping? That's some crap. Don't worry! You can now get them at Grand Prix run by Channel Fireball, even ones outside of United States and Canada. Oh goody, now instead of a scalper, you can spend even more money to go fly out to a GP in probably another country and pick it up in person. Yay! We're saved from the tyranny of the Hasbro toy shop. They also say you can now pre-order Guilds of Ravnica Mythic Edition from Channel Fireball or pick up at a Grand Prix right now. So I'm not sure if they mean pre-order it to pick it up at a Grand Prix or literally just buy it from Channel Fireball, because I'm pretty sure I saw a screenshot of the email from Channel Fireball and it still said you have to pick it up at Grand Prix or be there or prove that you had a ticket and then they'll mail it to you, something like that. I don't know. Hell, they got a link. I'll just click the link and see what it says. Oh yeah, it's literally the second line. You can pre-order Guilds of Ravnica Mythic Edition and pick it up at a Grand Prix near you. So no, they're not just outright adding Channel Fireball's website as a vendor. Oh, by the way, 2 per player per event, and photo ID is required to collect your pre-order. And the ID must match the name on the pre-order and the DCI number associated with the pre-order. Wow. They even reiterate collecting someone else's order is not permitted. I bet they're going to roll up with these things in an armored car, too. My God, they're going a little hard on this. I wonder if you have to be a participant, because it said DCI number, not just somebody who walked into the GP, which I'm pretty sure, like, there's a ticket to the event in that you're entering, and then you can just, like, walk in for free, or you just pay, like, $5 at the door or something. I don't know. People told me that, but I think it depends on what city and where it is and stuff. So it almost sounds like if you're just a random walk-in person who's just watching, spectating the GP, and you're there in person, you might not be able to buy these. But maybe that's just for pre-orders. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, what you could do is pre-order it, have no intent to go to it, and then just find somebody who lives in that city and have them just smurf them for you and then drop them in the mail. I think if you walk up to their booth with $250 cash in hand, they almost are obligated to give it to you at that point. So let's end this. You will see more product and distribution experimentation from us in the future. Great, I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks, Wizards. That's fantastic. That just made my whole week. Sometimes those experiments are going to fall flat. Really, which ones are you talking about? Because you spun every single one of them in a positive light so far. So which ones fall flat? I really want to know which ones you're referring to specifically. And other times, they may be far more popular than we anticipated. And which one would that be, actually? I'm really wondering which both of those statements refer to. So these experiments are intended to develop innovative and surprising new products. You don't need to surprise me. Nothing that you do to surprise me has been good lately. So just no. So they're going to keep Magic exciting for the next 25 years. You're just going to keep pissing off your customers, not exciting and surprising. If you're going to go and admit that some of them fell flat, you might as well use the correct words, shocking and horrifying. Surprising and exciting, my ass, okay? So to summarize it all, screw you, Wizards. You know damn well what you're doing. This entire article was bullshit. You're just trying to mislead and lie to people and tell half-truths so that they think, oh, there's reasons for them doing this outside of just greed and money. No, they're screwing over your local gaming store. They damn well know it, and they're just trying to make a bigger margin by going on Amazon and undercutting everybody. It's clear as day, and if you haven't been around YouTube in the last day or two, everybody's tearing them apart and telling the full story, especially me. Do they really think they're going to tiptoe in and sneak this through us and everybody will just read this statement and be like, yeah, good for them. They're innovating. They're trying new things. What a wonderful article. No, we see right through it. People see that you're selling some crap direct to the customers for $250, which is ridiculous, and you're only selling it through your own damn distributor. What the hell? Like, people are pissed. They aren't falling for this crap. I mean, people just hear the statement, Wizards is selling products on Amazon themselves. Everybody has an instant negative reaction to that because we know at the end of the day how harmful and how bad that is. All the flowery language and the convincing, telling half the side of the story and all this bullshit, it ain't gonna get you anywhere, Wizards, okay? We see through it, cut the crap, and fix the problem. Tell Sports and More that they're cut off permanently and start putting in a price floor or start limiting who can sell stuff. Elevate the EV artificially like that, and it'll help keep LGSs in business because they'll be able to actually compete with the prices. It's really that damn simple. So that's all I gotta say about this. I mean, I wanted to cover every angle of this, every platform, everything, because people are just making blanket statements and they're not telling the whole story. I think after you watch this, you got every single bit of information you could ever possibly have on both sides, all the arguments, why they're right, why they're wrong. Welcome to my channel, that's what we do here. So leave a big old like on the video if you enjoyed it, or leave a big old thumbs down. Just kidding, don't, just leave. I hate you, bye. It's 54 minutes in, why the hell are you even still here, honestly? In fact, if you hate me so damn much, stop watching my content. Stop leaving a comment on every damn video saying how much you hate me. You clearly don't if you watch everything I upload. Hey, speaking of the subscribe button, if you appreciate my content, you might want to hit it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time Wizards epically screw something up.